What's this for? This here is the Zoom A21. I've had this probably since 2009-10, I can't remember, but I've had a lot of years. Done a lot of gigging with it. I'm very much an acoustic player. I really love playing acoustically, although I do play other things as well. And I've already shot a little video that'll explain some of the functionality, but here's some really important features. First of all, it's battery powered, so I've got some batteries at the back here. 4 AA batteries, and then it's got actually, this version has a whammy bar, but there is another version, I think it's called the A2 without the 1U, and that's a little green one about this size. And I think I'm going to go through and explain how you change each of these patches, what some of the settings are. Now it's probably important that you read the manual. There's plenty of resources to get the online manual, and then how you actually emulate a chain of individual pedals using this here. And most multi-effects processors work exactly the same way. You can change, you can see, I don't know if you can see A1, A2, etc. There's some things here that you need to see them in action in the video. And basically you change your setting here, and these are the parameters for each setting which are in the manual. And you can scroll left and right and you store. Here you've got some very rudimentary drums. I personally don't like them. I think they're monotonous, and if you try to use them in a live setting, which I did many years ago, it just, every song sounds the same. So I would use these maybe for sampling if you wanted to, or just for practice, because I've got some nice beats, but I wouldn't actually use them on stage. So here's the Zoom A21. What's this for? It's actually a very cost-effective. In 2025, you could get this for 80 or 100 Australian dollars. And modeling. They've got modeling for guitars. That's the other thing. So in the first setting, there's actually, you can make it sound like a Martin. Now, it's not like the greatest IR response you'll get like for a head rush unit, or you know, some of the newer, glitzy ones that you can get for several $1,000s. But it's pretty good. In a live setting, it'll be great. And even when you're recording, as long as you have good microphone, good leads, you can get some really, really good sounds. So I'm actually very happy with this. I've looked at resources for this, and all I found were like 15-year-old videos. But I'll tell you what, these have been around for a very long time. They're very sturdy. They won't break. They're just solid as. And I think that they're still kicking around. And if you can get one for 80 bucks or 100 bucks Australian, $75 Australian, sorry, 75 Americans, probably, $100 Australian, just to give you a comparison. But if you can get one of these, they're really worth getting. Cheers, and I'll see you on the other side. So here we have the Zoom A21 effects pedal. And what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about how it works, and then have some interesting, we'll listen to some sounds as well. So first of all, this knob here, this allows you to change the presets. So you've got mode, it's a microphone compressor limiter, you've got low and high EQ. ZNR is basically a noise reduction. Then you've got effects, then you've got delay, and a control, which is actually to control these. So when you save one of these, it'll store them from banks A 0 to 9, B 0 to 9, C 0 to 9, and D 0 to 9. But I think when you factory reset, they're identical to 00 to 09, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39. So if I tried to store 30, it'll actually go to the A section, and then I would say, for example, save it in C0. So I'll just store it. I think that's the Paris, Texas. It's a very lush sound. So what we'll do is we'll start off now. Let's just go to a preset A and then pretend we want to change it. And I won't go through all the settings. You'll really need to look at the manual for that. But number one is you're on A, or you can be on A1, A2, etc. But let's just start with A. As soon as you turn this knob, see that it's centered on play at the moment. So we're going to move out of play mode into the mode that allows us to change. So when we go to model, which is that one, this is, I think it's a Gibson Jumbo, or we can turn it off and on. And then going to the next one, I think that's National. I don't know that that's Gretsch, I'm not sure what that is. TC. Ovation, I don't recognise all of these. I think I'm not sure what that is. That's, I think, a Dobro guitar. I was just telling it to store instead of actually doing so NT, I think, is National. Resonator. I really like this one. TP stands for Tube Preamp. So, if I go to the left, it'll go here. That's the Resonator. National. So we can go down to Dobro. I think that sounds a lot like Dobro, maybe. Resonating guitars normally have like a plucky sound. And they were what people used, I guess, in the 1920s before they had really good amps. Amps didn't really come till after the 20s, 30s and into World War II. So I'm going to stop there, but what we've done is we've had a quick look. I'm going to put this back on. I like this Tube preamp. So now I'm going to go to the next one up. So this is, I think it's, I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. NC. So a mic, it says mic. All right, so it's something to do with microphone. This is a compression. So how much you compress is important. So if you're finger playing, a compressor will actually make the lower sounding or the low volume items go higher, it'll increase them, but it won't actually increase the higher ones. And in here, there's also a limiter. That's a limiter. So what that means is, as I hit it really hard, it's actually, if you look at the volume there, I'm hitting it as hard as I can, but it's stopping it from hitting the end. That's what a limiter does. It actually squashes the signal down so that it doesn't clip over probably the 0 dB or around that area. Then you've got, I'm going to go to the next one. So this is EQ. So you can change the low EQ settings or you can change the high EQ. Now you probably need to look at the manual, but you can actually do your lower, you can set what lower thresholds. Or you can go to the higher threshold. ZNR is a noise reduction, so there's not much noise coming out, but you can actually turn on noise reduction. You might actually get a little bit of attenuation at the beginning of the attack. I'm not sure, but that's something to think about when you're using ZNR. It's to stop hum and really low dB signals coming through. Now this is the effects. So here it says mod effects. So for example, what we can do is we can go to chorus. So that's a really nice chorus. Next one across will be, maybe that's a stereo chorus. I'm not in stereo at the moment. Can't remember what C is. We chorus something. Don't remember that. That's a flanger. Hear that flanging sound? I'm not sure what this is. Is that a ring? I'm not sure. A delay. So here, I'll just do one note. And then if I change this details, oops, it's back. Maybe this one. what we've done is we've got in the mod section we've got delay, but don't forget underneath that is a delay and reverb. So if you want a delay and a reverb together, you would set the delay here, which I don't really want a delay. Let me change that to something else. Let me just change it to a chorus maybe. Okay. So I don't want a delay, and I've just set it to chorus. Now here, that's what looks like. I'm in the reverb section. That's a hall delay. So there's a big echo. Then we go to a room. You can see that's a much shorter delay, like a room delay. And then maybe there's some other ones. Let's just go. Actually, what are we looking at here? We're looking at chorus. So this is. I'd have to look these up. I don't remember what they are. That's a delay. So that's a delay. And that's probably a ping pong delay. It's probably going left and right, but we're only recording in mono at the moment. And then, so you could set a delay if you want to, or any of these parameters. You'll have to look them up what they are. That's hall, that's room, spring. Oh, that's probably maybe a spring. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if there's a plate or something. And then finally, this one here is the control. So when you change this, it actually tells you what's happening with this pedal. So if I go here, for example, we're in the control section, and I've told control is volume. What that means is when I hit it, so that's volume now. That's the volume. Or if I change it, I might change the delay, for example. So I could go. There's not much in there to listen to. Maybe on mod. So this will be the chorus from memory. That's very dry, and that is very chorusy. So I think that's probably enough on how the controls are. So again, like you have an effects chain where you have your guitar, then you have an effects pedal would be all your volume pedals, which would be wah-wahs, all your amp modeling, etc. Then you move into your effects, and then finally you move into your time. So if you're going from right to left, what we've done here is we've started off with the model, which is really the sound, and then you're moving into compression, which is sound again. Then you're turning into EQ. Then you're looking at noise reduction. Then you're adding an effect, which is later on, and then at the end you're adding your time pedals, which would be your delays and your reverbs. Okay, let's have a listen to some of my favorites anyway. So I really like this one here, which I think was the Paris, Texas setting. Before I do that, let's look at this. You've got a bypass which puts you into tuning. So I'll just tune my guitar. Now, this is telling me I'm low, and as I go up, it turns into an 8. If I go too high, it'll go high. I'm going back to 8, and then you always tune up rather than tuning backwards. So 8 is good. That's a bit high. I'm going down, then I'm going higher, and then the velocity of that spinning tells you how close you are to the mark. So the D was a bit high, so I'm going to go there, and then it's going to stop spinning and hit an 8. It's pretty much tuned. So now I've gone to C. Let me just... Now that's probably the wrong setting. I think maybe it might have been 30, or maybe I've overwritten that. Anyway, it was a setting that I thought was the one that I really like. But then there's... so here you've got... I think this is all sort of time-based effects. So it'll be like delays and reverbs. Drums. I don't really like the drums. They're good for practice. I've actually used them in a live setting, and I just found them monotonous. So I wouldn't normally use those. I'd avoid the drums. I think that's it for now. So what's this for? This is the A21 Zoom. It's got, standard input, standard output. It actually does have a XLR here, so that you can output a clean signal. That's probably it. This is my first video, and really I'm just getting used to how the cameras and everything work and how the lighting works. So good luck, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. Cheers. Hi, welcome to What's This For? It's good quality sound, and it sounds wonderful with the acoustic compared to the Brags and other ones that have got great acoustic properties, and will just make your and modeling good leads, good microphones if you're going to take them off the off cabinets, etc.